It's been 1 year since Shadow Generations dropped.
Okay, I get it.
Anyway, besides that, damn, I cannot believe it's been a whole year since this game dropped. It feels like just yesterday I just first hopped on to play this game and experienced some true magnificent stuff. Which, by the way, that's what we're talking about. Is Shadow Generations still a fantastic game? Because if you remember, 1 year ago, I reviewed the game. I think I did Sonic Gens too, I'm not really sure. But besides that, I reviewed Shadow Generations and I thought it was like one of the best Sonic games ever made. So, does it still hold up that end? Well, let's discuss about it. To start off, let's talk about the story. Now, I'm gonna keep this short since, yeah, it's pretty short. I think Shadow Generations story is really, really good. I would say it's like top 3, even maybe top 5 Sonic stories of all time. But damn, the improvement from this to Sonic Generations is immaculate, and the Shadow's characterization as a whole. I really love how Shadow's presented in this game and how he deals with his trauma about Maria. And speaking of, her interactions with Shadow is just beautiful. And that ending cutscene, oh my gosh, it made me almost burst out into tears, bro. It's just, man, the story in this game is so good. But it wasn't a story that I say beats a games like Unleash or Frontiers even. But I gotta say, above all everything else we saw in the 2010s, it's definitely one of the best. But let's actually get to what everyone has been waiting for, my discussion on the gameplay. The gameplay of Shadow Generations is still fantastic to this day. Now, there is a whole separate other video I probably plan to make where I compare this to Sonic Generations, yeah, even a year later after the collection. But still, I really enjoyed the gameplay and how smooth Shadow feels. However, I do have one big issue with the gameplay that I haven't acknowledged for about ever since a few replays. My biggest issue is the fact that Shadow feels a lot slower in this game. Especially, you'll notice it more if you played Sonic Gens. Literally, just if you play Sonic Gens first and then Shadow Gens, you'll notice a difference immediately. But still, I do think Shadow Generations plays very well. The controls are so smooth and the platform is really good. It's just with the slowness, it feels kind of it's just making the funness of blasting through the levels not as fun as Sonic Generations. Because in Sonic Gens, you get to blast through the levels with high speeds, performing all of those sick tricks and finding shortcuts to advance your levels, and the replay value is just there. I'm not saying there's no replay value in Shadow Gens, because there absolutely is, but it's just compared to Sonic Generations, not there for me. But still, I really enjoyed the gameplay, and all the levels in this game are just fantastic. Some standouts to me are Sunset Heights, Kingdom Valley, and Chaos Island. All those levels demonstrate the beautifulness of Shadow's gameplay, and just the overall environments look really good too. And also, the music is way too overhated in this game. I wouldn't say it's fantastic, because yeah, there's some tracks I just don't listen to, like the Act 2s. Well, except Sunset Heights Act 2 and Kingdom Valley, because Sunset Heights, oh my gosh, that sounds so good. But besides that, yeah, I really like the soundtrack in this game. And damn, people give the soundtracks in this game and in Crossroads too much hate. I mean, come on guys, they're literally so good. But anyways, let's talk about boss fights. The boss fights in Shadow Generations are really, really good. Now, I really am disappointed that we only have 4 bosses in the entirety and no rivals, but hey, it's better than nothing. Shadow Gens had some pretty good boss fights, ranging from okay to fantastic. Started off with the Bio Lizard. I think he's probably the weakest one of the bunch, but still really, really fun and really engaging. And Metal Overlord, really fun too. Love mastering the Deucer. And if you play that on hard mode, yeah, the S-Rank is tough, which I love. And for Mephiles, honestly, the boss fight is really, really easy. And it's just really carried by Mephiles' whole character as a whole. And it's just his Wait, like, man, I really should make a script for these videos. Just his desperation to get out of this prison is really compelling. And the final boss, yeah, we're gonna save that for a whole other section. But just to let you know, it's gonna be an amazing talk. But overall, I think the boss fights are really fun and engage Shadow's gameplay. And honestly, it's a cool way to enhance the Doom powers. Oh yeah, the Doom powers. So throughout the game, you'll experience these weird, I have no idea what these are called actually, but these, if you give like special gears, will grant Shadow different Doom powers. Stuff like Doom Spear, Doom Blast, Doom Surf, Doom Morph, and Doom Wing. Doom Spear adds an enhancement to his Chaos Spears. Doom Blast lets him set enemies flying with close range. Doom Surf lets him float on the water and surf. Doom Morph turns into this squid monster that lets him transport to the purple liquid. And then Doom Wing lets you just fly everywhere and you're just completely invincible. So basically it's like the super form in this game. Overall, each Doom power has a way of enhancing the game, and overall I really like all of them. And I don't really have anything bad, negative things to say about it, except maybe for the Doom Wings, it's really just funner if you play them like separately. But hey, honestly, I still really like them. The last thing I'll talk about before I get to my negative thoughts about the game is the hub world. I gotta say, the open world in this game is not really as big as the Frontiers Islands, but doesn't really need to be. It's just there to serve like a purpose to enhance like Shadow and like how him to get to the levels and the challenges. And honestly, it's just really fun to look over this island, find the boxes, and how to get up to the challenge rooms. And just overall, I really like this hub world, even if the Frontiers Islands do some aspects better. However, like I said, I do have some negative thoughts about the game, and one of them are the challenges. Now, the challenges as a whole are not that bad. They're not some, I can do them like once in a while, and the hard mode challenges really do test your skill. However, on replay playthroughs, I guarantee you most of my playthroughs stop right after I get the Doom Blast power up, because I really just do not like doing the challenges during my playthroughs. At least in Sonic Generations, and it's manageable because you only have to do one per stage. Meanwhile, in Shadow Gens, you literally have to do all of them in order to advance on. So let's say you have to do both Act 1 and Act 2's, like 2 challenges. You gotta get 3 keys, 4 keys for Mephiles, and it's just, it's not that fun if you ask me. Sonic Gens does that better when it comes to having just 1 stage to go through, which makes it 3 to get 3 keys. They should have done something like that for this game, where it's actually more manageable. And the other issue I have, it's just the replay value. So, yeah, like I said, the challenges really hurt this game's replay. And it's just, with that, Shadow Generations doesn't become a very replayable game when it comes to starting a brand new game. And every time I do get past the challenges, it's just okay. It's just another tedious point in the game for me. I'm not a fan of these challenges. And same goes for Sonic Gens. But at least in like I said, Sonic Gens only has to let you do 1. This game has to let you do all of them. And also, side note, the movie DLC was okay, but like most of it was cutscenes that look cool. But it's not very fun for replays. But overall, that's really all I have to say for the negatives about this game. Let's actually go discuss about the ending. And what a finale this was, as we go up to face against Devil Doom and Radical Highway. So, honestly, let's start this off by talking about Radical Highway. As a whole, I think Radical Highway was a good idea to have as the final stage, but it's just, when you encounter it so many times, like 3 separate levels throughout the entire game, it kind of feels like, why would you make this a full level? And also, yeah, that's another one of my problems. The Radical Highway sections mid-level are unnecessary, and they should not have been there if we're gonna make Radical Highway a full-ass level. So, yeah. But as a whole, I think Radical Highway is a really fun, challenging level if you're playing without the Doom Wings. with the Doom Wings, it's still really fun to access all the Doom Wing shortcuts. But without the Doom Wings, let me tell you, it's some of the most fun and rewarding challenge you'll ever get in this game. Like, getting the S rank, and especially Act 2, is tough. And honestly, I'm kind of struggling with that. So, yeah, Radical Highway is really cool depending on what you play as. But as for the final boss of the game, Devil Doom, yeah, this was a massive step up compared to Sonic Generations in literally every way. And I'm pretty sure everyone can agree on that. Well, at least hopefully everyone. But yeah, I really love Shadow Gen's boss way more than Sonic Gen's. And just, gosh man, this game did really good with its boss fights, especially this one. This is easily a top 5 final fight in the entire series. Overall, the ending for this game and the final boss was really fun, and honestly definitely the highlight of the whole experience. Now, let's get to the conclusion. Overall, I gotta say, to end this off, I think Shadow Generations is still a great game. But honestly, yeah, as the year went by, it kinda fell off for me. And I don't replay as much as I did in like the past months. But I gotta say, even though I don't replay as much, and especially with Crossroads out, it's basically just, yeah. But still, I enjoy this game, and I enjoy what it did for the Sonic series. I'm glad people are seeing a better look of Shadow, and a better look at the series as a whole. And with that collection, you could also play Sonic Generations 2, which is a phenomenal game in my opinion. But if you want to see my previous thoughts on Shadow Generations, you can go check out my earlier reviews last year. But this is my new updated opinion. And if you're wondering where would I put it on the tier list, I'd probably say high A tier. Shadow Generations is still a phenomenal game, great game, I like it, and yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.